And speaking of new developments, the City Council also today approved a plan to annex more than 400 acres in the London area. The undeveloped land that the city will take over will be rezoned from farmland and be used for single-family homes and commercial buildings. A local home developer, MPM Development, is planning to bring in more than 1,400 homes as part of a new subdivision that would be known as King's Landing. The land in question, located south of Oso Creek and north of FM 43.